Hello everyone, this is Awkward Audrey and welcome to my art hour. Today we will be talking about the style of fauxligraphy and how to use it and where you can use it, uh, which you can talk a lot about because you could pretty much use fauxligraphy just about anywhere you would write. Um, so what is fauxligraphy? Fauxligraphy is pretty much fake calligraphy, right? So you're taking it's kind of like a cross between lettering and calligraphy. Lettering is just about any type of take whatever you want, you doodle some letters, like the bubble letters, or you could write in cursive or block letters. And then it's kind of a cross between that, where you use like a pen, like a fine tip pen, and calligraphy, where with calligraphy you use brush pens, you use special nibs that uh, that use ink in a specific way, um, so that when you put more pressure, the wider the like when you put more pressure onto a calligraphy pen, um, or a nib, then the nib will get wider and the less pressure will get skinnier. So that's calligraphy, right? You've seen calligraphy. It's that very beautiful, elaborate cursive writing, and sometimes has like a lot of flourishes. Hi, Shannon. Um, has a lot of flourishes with it, but you don't that that takes a lot of practice trying to do calligraphy. And kudos to people who can do calligraphy. Hey, because it takes a lot of practice, a lot of technique. You learn, how to, because once it's down, right? Hi, Pat. Thanks for joining. Um, so, like when you do calligraphy, it is with ink and it's very difficult. Like you can't just sketch out. You can try to sketch out calligraphy, but once it's down, it's down. There's not much you can do to change it or to make it better, um, except for like a little touch up here and there. If you've messed up calligraphy, you're kind of stuck with what you got, right? With fauxligraphy, it is you get to use. It takes a lot longer, um, because it honestly everybody's already been doing this, right? Like since you were in grade school and you were bored out of your mind and you just wanted to write the name of your crush or something in really pretty lettering, and you only had your pencil, you pretty much were already doing that. um, doing fauxligraphy, where you take whatever writing utensil you have that is like the same size no matter what. So it can be this pen, it could be a ballpoint pen, it could be a mechanical pencil, it could be a Sharpie, whatever is at your disposal. And then you outline your letters to look like calligraphy, and then you fill them in. One of the reasons I prefer fauxligraphy to calligraphy is one, you don't have to spend a whole bunch of time learning how to. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Mom. Um, uh, One of the reasons that I prefer fauxligraphy is that you don't have to spend a whole bunch of time practicing your technique for calligraphy. You don't have to practice how to hold your calligraphy pen. You don't have to practice how much pressure to use. You can pretty much sketch it out and then go at it with a pen or a pencil or whatever you have at your disposal. And if it doesn't quite look right, you can touch it up fairly easy. Um, another um, Another thing that fauxligraphy allows you to do is that it allows you to um, pretty much, if you're going to be outlining the letters, instead of having it be full of ink, you can put in that empty space whatever you want. So if you want to put in like a really cool design, you can do that. If you want to put in a different color than like the outline, you can do that. If you want to put in like rainbow colors, whatever you want, uh, like the options are limitless. Um, so that's why I prefer fauxligraphy. It is much more time consuming, but you can really do a lot more with it than you could with just fauxligraphy. I mean calligraphy. Then you could do so much more with it than just calligraphy. Um, with that in mind, we'll get started. like always, disclaimer, I am not in any way an expert in lettering or calligraphy. I've just been doing a lot of it, right? I've dabbled a lot with it, just like a lot of artists have, and this is what I've come up with. So, without further ado, let's get this camera set up. Okay, so the tools that we'll be working with today are, here's what some of the pages I've already gotten started and will be working on. These are on sketch paper, recycled sketch paper, but you can use just about any type of paper, notebook paper, cardboard stock, wood. If you want to do a big sign, you can do that. I will also be using, let's see, my raccoon has all my writing utensils in it right now. Could use this, mechanical pencil, eraser. Let's see, and there are a couple different fine tip pens that one can use. This one has a felt tip. I'm not really feeling the felt tip. I would like to use this one instead. It's kind of like a ballpoint with a more precise and better ink. There we go. So we're going to use that. So here I've already gotten started with fauxligraphy, and this took a while. Like I said earlier, this fauxligraphy takes more time, and I used originally like a very cheapo ballpoint pen to show, like I used this really for outlining the lettering on here, but when I went to go and erase it, there was some smudging going on. Even though it had spent several minutes drying and everything else was fine, there were still clumps on it. So I highly recommend you testing out what you want to use first if you're going to do anything specific. Hi, Haley! Thanks for joining. Like, obviously use whatever you want, whatever's at your disposal. Art shouldn't be limited to, shouldn't be, you shouldn't have to buy a whole bunch of expensive product just to get simple things down. But I do recommend upgrading so that you don't get these smudges like I did here when I went to go and erase the pencil lines that I made for this. All right. And, oh yeah, last but not least, if I want to color this in, I am just going to use these Super Tips Crayola washable markers, because these are cheap and they were on hand, and they do kind of what I would want in a calligraphy. Yeah, I finally remembered. Hey, umpteen times is a charm. I'm just glad you're here. So I think what I'm going to do for this first page is I'm going to finish lettering and kind of go through the process of how one does fauxligraphy, and then I think I want to color this in and show the different techniques one can use for that as well. Just take these other ones out from underneath and put them aside. Okay. And we're going to get really close up in here. Oof. We like cheap and on hand. Yes, we do. Okay. So I used these to do the mechanical pencil, and then just a really you can get this at your office supply store. This Papermate eraser, and it just has a lot of eraser, because I find it's very frustrating to use your mechanical pencil and then have the eraser be a little nub, and I really like my eraser, so I used a mechanical pencil for this. And an eraser. This handy dander, let's see, how do I, yeah, see, there's just like a lot of eraser in here. Okay, so Fauxligraphy by Awkward Audrey. So how does one make this normal lettering, right, into fauxligraphy. So one of the, so the main goal for this is to imitate calligraphy, right? And with a calligraphy pen, where the upstrokes are light and thin and the downstrokes are thick and heavy. So kind of have to like take a step back and see, all right, what would I be doing if I was working with a calligraphy pen? And it's not going to be very different from when you are writing naturally, right? There are ups and downs from when you write. So, taking a look at this, if you were just to just look at this letter, the big letter A for awkward, I would go down, up, down, and then up. So we would expect this to be thin, this to be thick, and then this to be thin again, and then this to be a little bit thick. So we're going to keep this thin. And then we're going to kind of go up here, like that. Down. Wait, no. Is that what I was doing? Nope. I'm sorry. I'm a little nervous right now. I got this backwards. So this would be, the downstroke would be thick. Go like this. The upstroke would be thin. And then the downstroke would be thick again. Like that. And since this is horizontal, it would be a little bit thicker, but not much thicker. And just add like your little style to it. I like to add these little, I looked these up, they're called serifs. So there's serif and sans serif. These little tops here and the bottoms to the lettering. So I thought that was pretty cool. Add some serifs. All right, so here we go with the W. You go down, up, down. So let's see, does anyone know how to make the writing out of the way so I can see what she's doing more? Let's see. What do you mean? Like, is there, is it a little bit fuzzy on your screen there, Haley? Or are you asking if we can do it like this? Because let me tell you, it's a little frustrating that how Facebook and Instagram work, that they don't do landscape. They do only portrait recording. So if I were to try and do it like this, maybe later I could take the recording and rotate it, but for the live feed, it makes it more difficult to see because it'll be to be on the side, right? So if you're viewing this on your computer, it'd be more difficult to see than if you were looking at your phone and you could just rotate your phone. Hi, Kathy. So we're going to continue on down. So let's see. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up some more. There we go. So here's the first 4 letters. They have been thickened by, no, the other way is good, but what people write is covering up. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you should be able to, I think, let's see. I believe you should be able to tap on the screen, and it should, let's see, and it should just, I'm sorry about that. Hi, Jess. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I know what you're talking about because it does cover up like half of what is going on. You should be able to touch it the screen and they should be able to go down. I'm not sure though, to be honest. Here. But in the meantime, I'll just move my what's happening up here, and so you can see it, and hopefully that will be able to you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. If anybody has any suggestions for that, just let me know. Type it in the comments, and that's something I'll look at for future Awkward Audrey art hours. Because I actually don't know what the answer is right now, and I don't have my desktop at my disposal. All right, so down and up, a little more up, down, up, down, up. Okay, a little thick there. Hi, Terry. Thanks for joining. No, this is a legitimate question. If somebody hadn't asked before, I wouldn't have known, right? So I'm glad you brought it up, and I'll be able to look into it after this Facebook feed, Facebook Live event. All right, so here we go, down and down. Now, one of the things I have wondered before was if so I just kind of wrote this out, right, in my handwriting. I planned it, right, like you can see. I did put a ruler down so I could look at it more, and so that the lettering would be all on the same line, right? But generally speaking, I just wrote this out, and now that I'm going through and I'm thickening some of these lines, you got to wonder, what side do you put the thickening on, right? So like for this D, would I thicken up over here on the left, or would I thicken up here on the right? And ultimately it depends on what do you have space for. There, if this D was really skinny, right? Put your finger on the comments and swipe to the right. Yes, that's the advice we're looking for. Thank you, Terry. Terry would know. She does a lot of Facebook Live events for her paparazzi shop. So it's pretty much whatever you have room for. So if this was a really tiny letter here, then I'd want to put the thickening out on the outside of the letter. Since we have enough room, I'll just stick to adding it to the right for this downstroke. And then up here, because I want some space up here, I'll do it to the left instead. There we go. So for the inside of this letter, for the D, I put the thickening on to the right, and for the tall part of the D, I put it to the left. Ultimately, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. All right, so now we're just going to continue on doing that for the rest of my name, Awkward Audrey. Up, down, down, down. Okay, make that thicker a little bit. Here we go. To the right, to the left, 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 left. Let's see, go to the left. Oop, and you can see here's where I didn't quite erase before. I'm gonna erase now. Down, up, and then like that. Ta-da! All right, so there you go. Awkward Audrey. Normal lettering with some fauxligraphy added. Okay, so now we're going to go in. Let's see. I'm going to go in with my a ballpoint pen with the awesome ink. And I'm going to ink this in. Now, something that I've learned when doing tracing, this isn't a fauxligraphy thing, this is just a what you do when you go to ink work that you've penciled in already. One of the things that will ruin your work, it's not, you don't see it here, but will ruin your work if you're not careful, is when you go and you use a ruler for to get all the straight lines that you want, but then you don't use a ruler to when you don't use a ruler to actually ink it in. So imagine, you like for this right here, right? These are a lot of straight lines. I used a ruler to get some of these straight lines, and if I went in without that ruler, it would still be all wiggly. And it wouldn't look as good as I had initially planned with the ruler. So if you ever are doing pencil to pen work, where you're going to go back in with ink, I highly recommend that you use the same techniques you used with the pencil as you did with your pen, as you will with your pen. All right. And this is where the time-consuming part comes in, as you can see. And one of the things I really hope to learn as I go along and I develop my skills as an artist in general is I hope to learn the different types of calligraphy and different types of lettering, because there are some very pretty fonts out there that you can do on your own with a calligraphy pen or just with a regular pen in general. A lot of different styles on how to make whatever it is you're making pretty, And that takes some time and practice, because this is like this R, that's not how you write an R. Yeah, that's not how you write an R. You're used to writing an R in print, right? So learning how to do different letters for different styles will just make everything that I do a little bit more personal. I get to find what my style is when I try different things. Yes, typography is so cool. And I want to be able to share that with people. Oops, there you go. Those of us who spent more time writing in cursive are very familiar with that kind of R. Yeah, no kidding. Now typography would be like, what? What do you mean typing? There we go. And people invent fonts. Yes. There you go. Like we already have 3 different types of fonts on here. This one, Awkward Audrey. So much is happening right now. Okay. So now we've done this, we've done cursive, and now we're going to do some block lettering with fauxligraphy. Oh, well, I'm not doing this with a pencil, I guess. We're just gonna wing it and hope for the best. There we go. On phone, I can see comments. Yeah, on the phone, well, if you, from what Terry was saying, you can swipe on the comments and they should disappear. Swipe right. Swipe right on those comments, guys. Okay, so it's Sunday, because today's Sunday. Here we go. Oh, numbers. Numbers. These seem a little bit off, so I'm gonna go a little different from what I sketched. There we go. Ta-da! All right, so there we go. I'm gonna back it up here. Fauxligraphy by Awkward Audrey for today, Sunday, August 11th, 2019. So now that we have this, one of the things you can do with fauxligraphy is you can use, now that you're not committed to a type of ink that, like all this would be black if this was done with regular calligraphy, or it would all be one color, unless you had special tools that had different colors that allowed you to do fades in different colors. Then now that you have the outlines, you can do pretty much whatever you want with the insides of the fauxligraphy. Oh, I missed the first part. Can you please explain fauxligraphy? Of course. So fauxligraphy is pretty much a something you can do. You've probably already been doing it like since grade school, right? Where you have you're writing out something regularly, and you want to make it pretty. And and so it's kind of the in between of lettering, like when you do big bubble letters, right? And calligraphy, where calligraphy is a specific style of lettering that you use with a calligraphy pen or a calligraphy nib or a brush pen, where yeah, so that's kind of what fauxligraphy is, and so it's taking lettering techniques and adding it to calligraphy when to a calligraphy style. So if you so when I was going through, oh, how do you make something look like calligraphy, you kind of have to know, well, what do you do when you are imitating calligraphy? And one of the techniques that you most need to understand is that when you're writing things out, there are upstrokes and there are downstrokes. With calligraphy, upstrokes are thin, light, and with downstrokes, they are thick and heavy. So you'll get more ink on downstrokes. So when you are writing, like here, the downstrokes of your regular lettering would be thickened, and the upstrokes would remain light and thin. And so that's what we did here. This I made extra special. There are so many cool ways to use calligraphy pens to get the same effect. I will never be able to do that, not for a great long while. So I just went and I made it a little more block letter calligraphy style calligraphy style name for the fauxligraphy, but kind of block lettering calligraphy. All right, so now that we got that here, I think what I will want to do is I will just want to fill in. I do like filling in the fauxligraphy. I'm not going to do that for this whole page though, but I think for the date, it'll look best because it's so tiny. There isn't a lot of ways to spruce up these letters. So just going in and filling in these areas would be really fun. And you get that fauxligraphy feel. Oop, missed a spot. Okay. Oh, there you go. I love it. Got to give this a try. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. It is really fun. And let me tell you, the filling in these kind of coloring in the letters is very therapeutic. I can imagine though that Pat, you would already have done some of this because of all your scrapbooking. You can do this type of use this type of technique just about anywhere you would write something. You know, you want to take something you normally write and jazz it up a little bit, add fauxligraphy. And I can imagine that a scrapbook would be a perfect place to do that. Okay. So I think for the fauxligraphy part, I will want to do kind of a rainbow of different colors. Use as many of these washable markers, these Crayola markers as possible on the fauxligraphy. And I think what I'll do is I'll just stylize this F, and then I'll just go at it with colors. I cheat. Oh, man, you are not the first person to use a Cricut machine. They are so helpful. One of these days, I'm going to get myself a Cricut machine. And for those of you who don't know what a Cricut machine is, I don't actually have one. Pat, would you be willing to explain what a Cricut machine is in the comments? Yeah, I've only ever heard of a creek cut machine, Kathy. I've never actually used one. I feel like if I were to try and explain it, I would just butcher. I would just butcher it. Okay. Go. Let's take these. Oh, you saw a bunch of creek cut stuff today at Michael's. Yes, go Michael's. They have so many cool things. Okay, what colors do I want to use? Let's see. I kind of like these colors. Oop. Let's see. Go. Let's see. You can see where it's useful to have the super tips. So I can get in and get with the tiny tip and get these corners, and then for the actual letter, go in with the thicker part of this marker. Let's see. Oop. Kind of escaped the lines a little bit. Oh well. Maybe I'll go back in with a white pen here. Can kind of went out the side of the line a little bit. Yes, colors. Colors make everything pretty. Ooh, they're rolling away. Let's see. Could tell. I don't know if you guys can tell. I can tell. Because of I used a ballpoint pen that is water soluble. For this part, it's kind of getting onto the tip of my markers here. Hi, Jason. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the fun town. Oops. Things are dropping. Hi. So, Jason, how much do you know about filigraphy? Because you are a very good, um, you're a very good figure artist and cartoonist. I can imagine that you've done some work with fonts and typography before. But I don't know, I feel like filigraphy is a term that is fairly new. So I'm wondering if you've ever heard it before. And if you've ever actually tried it, like specifically, oh yeah, I'm going to do filigraphy today. Me bad at it, right? No worries, son. No worries. Let's see. Did I already use this? I think I already did. Let's use this. Okay. So now let's decide how we want to go about coloring in the F. My pens are rolling away. That's fine. We're going to corral them. Okay. I think what I want to do for this is I'm actually going to color in, ink in the spots in between the circles, and then color in the circles. Kind of makes me feel like I'm making a gumball machine. Or if I were to just stick with blue, it could be bubbles, you know? Look like an underwater scene. And it's amazing what a little bit of style can add to what effect that can have on a product, like on a letter or on your on an invitation, in a scrapbook, photo album, journaling, or whatever handmade item you're making. You can just add a little pizzazz. Okay. Hi, Deborah. Thank you for joining. We're just coloring in my what I just inked for filigraphy. Okay. And I'm kind of just right now going in and shading things in, not randomly, for this, I'm going in and I'm kind of doing a rainbow effect, but not with the full rainbow. Just for some of these. Where was I? Oh, yes. Here we go. And if I could just plan these out, this would be really quick. But I'm not able to plan this out very well in my mind, so this is going to take a minute as I have to go and open up the pen for each circle. Something in the future to remember. Okay, I think we are pretty much done. Doop, doop, doop. All right, there we go. Fauxligraphy is complete. I think what I'm going to do for Awkward Audrey, the Awkward Audrey part, is I'm going to. Oh yeah, what's the plan for the doodle to the left of the F? That's a great question. I put it there because I was like, oh, it'd be fun to have something frilly. But I'm honestly not sure. I think I might, when I'm done lettering, I'll just use these markers to do like a flower or something. So let's see. I think for Awkward Audrey, we're going to do purple. Because Awkward Audrey, in my mind, is always going to be purple. So we'll use the 2 purple pens I have at my disposal. And since I already inked this with black, I pretty much just have to go and color in the downstroke, so I don't have to do anything with the upstroke part of the fauxligraphy. There we go. Let's see. For that, since you've pointed it out, I think what I will do some pink. We'll do some pink flower decorations. And before we do that, since this is like watercoloring, we don't want the pencil to be part of the work. We're just going to erase the pencil first, and then And the flower will just be the ink. And this won't necessarily be a flower, it'll just be kind of floral looking, I think. There we go. Fauxligraphy by Awkward Audrey. All right, now let's go in and erase all the pencil marks that are on here. And see, are there any spots that I missed? Be gentle, be gentle, be gentle when erasing. I don't want to accidentally bend the paper because I got too vigorous with the erasing. Okay, so you can see there are some spots I missed a little bit. But overall, it looks pretty complete. Ta-da! Here we go, we'll do like this so everybody can see. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. And unfortunately, these are from the original ballpoint pen I was working with, so these are always gonna, those marks are always gonna be there. But I like it. I'm happy with it. There you go. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, so I have a couple sketches here that I could work on. One is this. I decided to write out lyrics to a song that you guys have probably heard called If I Had a Heart by Fever Ray. And you might not know it as that. You would probably know it as the Vikings theme song. I could go and put that in. I previously have drawn some owls, but I don't know what to write, so you guys would have to help me figure out what to write, say, underneath the owls. And just to kind of show you a little bit about what you can do with different typography is this. I sketched this while I was in the airport after I missed my plane because I didn't time things correctly. I sketched this out and I had fun with the idea. And it's, sorry, my clock is broken and I don't know when it will be fixed. You can see here that I used the super tip markers for this, and I used it in different ways. And you can see where things are thicker and thinner in my use of them and how I was able to use it to letter in the broken. Ooh. Ooh, I really like the owls. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. So this I still need to finish. I wanted to look at an actual reference photo for a clock and put in some details here. But this is pretty much done. This is just to kind of showcase what you can do and what, like I want to go back in. I used a calligraphy pen for some of this. Go back in and make it look prettier. So we're going to take this aside, but these are things that you can do with lettering and fauxligraphy and just general doodling. It's really fun. I think how about we go with the owls, but I will need your help. I'll need your help coming up with something to put underneath here. And then I will kind of start from scratch pretty much and show you guys how I will do the owls. And then later, after that, we'll do the more detailed one with the lyrics, and we can walk through that process. So what do you guys think I should do for my owl companions? Like, what lettering should I write underneath here? And while you're doing that, I'm going to just finish putting in some details with the moon and add some flowers around the edges here. What do you think I should write underneath? Ooh, I'll see you soon. Yes, I like that. That looks awesome. That'd be an awesome thing to add. Oh, that'd make a really pretty card, wouldn't that? I'll see you soon. All right. I'll see you soon. I like that. If unless anybody else has any suggestions, that's what we will be writing. In case you guys are wondering how I'm doing these flowers, there's not really a rhyme or reason to it. I'm pretty much like, if you imagine like drawing the puffs of a cloud, but like you keep missing. And so it just keeps going into a spiral outward. So like, here we go. Keep missing, keep missing, keep missing, until I feel like I got the right shape of a flower. And then maybe add some details in the center. And then for leaves, it's kind of like drawing an eye. Draw it closed, and then add some eyelashes. There are better ways to draw this. It's just that's how I do leaves when I'm in a hurry. They just need to look like leaves. Okay. There you go. You know what? And we're just gonna do like some little dandelion stuff. Can you see that? I guess it wouldn't be dandelions. These would be like baby's breath. Have that same kind of effect as baby breath does in a floral bouquet. There you go. So now we're going to go in with the handy dandy mechanical pencil, and let's see. I think, oh, I'm gonna go grab my ruler really quick. Okay. Now we're just gonna sketch in where the baseline is of the letters are gonna go, so that they don't get all super wonky. Let's see, I'll see you soon. So there's the Y. The Y will have to be there in the U. So we'll just add a little bit more space there to allow for the bottom of the Y. All you need is love. Oh, Hoop loves you. You know what? Let's see. These guys don't look like they're showing love, although I love it. I think all you need is love is really adorable. I don't think that's what these guys are showing. I think I'll see you soon, or I'll see you later is more pro for what these guys are emoting, right? Who loves you? Let's see. And we'll do the top. Okay. Now I'm gonna have that song stuck in my head though. All you need is love. Da, 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 da. All you need is love. Da, 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 da. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Okay. So, you know what? I think what I'll put is I'll see you later. So I'm gonna just kind of start. I'll see you later and kind of see if it's if I can get something relatively centered on this. Oh, and S's. Can we just appreciate for a second how complicated S's are for cursive? Let's see, is that? That's pretty center. It looks a little off to me. So I think what we'll do is we'll just make the this part a little skinnier, the O and the W a little skinnier, and it'll be relatively centered. There you go. I like that. Okay. So now for the fauxligraphy part. All right. So we're doing a circle, right? Now we're going to do the downstroke. Do we want to stylize this in any way? Yeah, let's add a little swoop there. Make this a little thicker so we can add lines, fauxligraphy lines. Go. There we go. That. I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can. Otherwise we could be here for a long time. Like just sketching out the fauxligraphy, the word fauxligraphy, took a couple hours because I wanted to get it just right. Nah, that's too thick. I think. On the inside. There we go. Oh. Okay. I'll see you later. Now, here we go. Oh, shoot. This came out of its little holder here. I just want to get this in a little bit closer so you can see the lettering happening. Details, details. Okay. So something I just did, and I want to kind of point out to you that so we see here I did this all in one go, this line here, but I didn't like how it looked. I didn't like how it cut into the thick part of the L. So I decided I didn't want to do that, and I'm not going to do that for the rest of the letters. And so if you look at the S and the E's, what I did was I left those parts crossed over, right? And so when I go and erase, these parts will be uninterrupted. There'll be nothing cutting into them. And I think I like that better than I like this. I like that this is open instead of it having been cut. Oh, oops, cut like that. There we go. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. And with a love like that, you know you should be glad. Oh, can't sing. Not that deep. And with a love like that, you know you should be glad. Brown, brown, brown. Brown. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that made it look wonky. Oh well. That's fine. That's fine. Ta-da! All right. I'll see you later. I think I will add some stars to this. Different sizes. And then we'll call it a day. Call it a night, I guess, for these night owls. Ta-da. Sparkles, sparkles. Oh, you know what? Let's do one big one over here. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Did I miss any spots? I don't think so. I think I got most of it. There we go. Like that. I will, let's see, what time is it? It is, okay, we got like 13 more minutes. So I think I will probably just do this in my own time. And then I will just spend the rest of this coloring in the owls. Let's see, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Actually, while we're here, do you guys have any questions for me about this process? What do you... Just a second. Oh, just a second. My setup still needs some work, but it's getting there. All right. Do you guys have any thoughts or questions, or how did you like this topic? Do you want to see more of it? I'm open to suggestions. I had a lot of fun doing this. I think this is going to push me as an artist to to try new things and to learn more calligraphy techniques so that I can do more stylized fauxligraphy techniques. Um, this is really inspiring to me to try different topics, especially like lyrics. I know that writing out lyrics can be really time consuming, so it's probably good we didn't do that one right now. But I think I will have a lot of fun finishing it and having a fun final product with it. Um, yeah. Any questions? Any at all? Anything? Let's see. I for my birthday, a very delightful person sent me some rocks for me to paint. So that's probably something I'm going to be doing in the near future because they're very pretty. Small white rocks. They're really delicate, so I think that if I were to do delicate work on them, that it would just look very beautiful. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Thanks. I think that writing lyrics is gonna kind of push my boundaries a little bit, especially depending if it depends on the type of music. You know, like is it gonna be dark and dramatic? Is it going to be light and fluffy kind of music that I'd be writing lyrics to? Um, would it be happy or would it be poetic? I don't know. Um, would it be country? Would it be rap? I don't know. It would probably not be rap. I can't rap. I don't know if I could really portray that in my art as well. That would push me. I'd probably have to practice lyric writing first a lot before I try something so different. Okay. Um, so I think that's it for now. I'm I'm uh, I'm kind of winding down personally, and I don't want to accidentally ruin this with a quick. I don't want to accidentally ruin this with a quick sketch idea just to do something. This is so pretty, and love the idea of "I'll see you later." It's really cute. So I think I'm gonna take some time to consider how I want to color this before actually coloring it, and not just do something quick just because we're on the art hour. Mhm. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm glad you all had a good time, and I'll see you on the next art hour. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I will. You can either put them in the comments here, or you can message me personally, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. All right, you guys take care, and I hope you all have a great week.